Hi, my name is Fiona Phillips Davis, and in this presentation I will be discussing about the organs that makes up the human digestive system, explaining the difference between mechanical and chemical digestion and the enzymes. Lastly, I will be talking about the food groups and what benefits we can achieve from a balanced diet. The human digestive system. The digestive system function is by absorbing nutrients and digesting it. The food is entered through the mouth and comes out of the anus by going through a continuous tube. The tube can be 30 meters long, and the food goes through 10 different organs, which starts from the esophagus, the stomach, the liver, gallbladder, pancreas, small intestine, ileum, large intestine, rectum, and finally the anus. The mouth. The mouth is where the digestion starts by breaking down food into smaller pieces by going through a process of mastication, which means chewing with your teeth. The tongue then mixes the food with saliva, making it easy to swallow, giving the bolus across the pharynx and the esophagus. The pharynx and the esophagus. When the bolus enters the pharynx, the muscular wall contracts, pushing food over the epiglottis. This helps prevent the food from entering the trachea and the lungs, only making its way through the esophagus into the stomach. The esophagus is 25 centimeters long and is covered in elastic fibrous tissue. Gravity helps both liquid and semi-solid travel down the esophagus, but with solids, the peristalsis pushes it down. Liver and gallbladder. Both liver and gallbladder are not part of the digestive process. The liver is responsible for producing bile, which contains bile salts, bilirubin, cholesterol, electrodes, and water. Bile is a yellowish-green fluid that helps break down the fat. Once the bile has been produced, it is transported to the gallbladder to be stored. Small intestine. The small intestine is a 6 to 7 meters long muscular tube that has 3 different parts, which are the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. It is responsible for digesting and absorbing food. The chyme that is created with the bile from the gallbladder and the enzyme from the pancreas becomes alkaline in the duodenum before being moved along with the peristalsis, which is a mixture of pancreatic and intestinal juice to complete the digestion. During the last 2 parts of the small intestine, the food is being absorbed through the walls of the villi, and then the residue moves into the large intestine. The large intestine. The large intestine's role is to absorb vitamins, convert food into the feces, and then remove water. It is measured 1.5 meters long, but is thicker, and it is made up of 4 sections. Ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, and then the sigmoid colon, which all connects to the rectum. Ascending colon removes nutrients and water before it moves along the transverse colon to the descending colon, which stores the feces, and the sigmoid colon is a muscular part that contracts, causing the feces to move to the rectum ready for extraction. Mechanical digestion. The mechanical digestion begins in the mouth, where we chew solid food with our teeth, because our human body will be unable to absorb large macronutrient food molecules, so what we consume will need to be broken down first into more digestible pieces. Chemical digestion. Once we have chewed the food to a certain size, our brain starts to stimulate the saliva to release enzymes called lipase and amylase, beginning the chemical digestion process. Lipase helps break down fat, while amylase breaks down starch into sugar. The food needs to be small enough so our body can absorb all the nutrients we eat. That is full of carbohydrates, protein, vegetables and fruits, to name a few food groups. When the food is swallowed, the mouth and the tongue muscles push the food into the pharynx and the epiglottis, so that the food goes through the digestive tract, where the muscle will contract to move the food along whilst being broken down into smaller components. Chemical digestion not only happens in the mouth, but also within the stomach and the small intestine. In the stomach, enzyme called pepsin breaks down large protein, and the small intestine has 3 different enzymes, which are lactase, sucrase and maltase, which all breaks down into glucose. Enzymes. Enzymes have an area called the active site, where it will have their own unique shape that will only one kind of molecule will fit. The enzyme will work on a molecule called a substrate, where the reaction takes place. After it's done, the products will leave to be transported, used or stored, so another molecule can use the enzyme to start the process all over again. The perfect temperature for the enzymes to work their best is at humans' temperature, which is 37 degrees Celsius. If the temperature increases, the enzymes will break down. And if the body's temperature decreases, the enzymes will function too slowly. The pH also needs to be around 7 for the enzymes to function well. If it goes below 7, it is acidic, and if it goes above 7, it is alkali. Trypsin. Trypsin is one of the main digestive enzymes within the body and is secreted from the pancreas, breaking down large and small proteins. The pH range for trypsin needs to function well in the body, needs to be between 7.8 and 8.7. Frothingham, 2018, says that as well as helping with digestion, people can take trypsin to treat conditions such as osteoarthritis, but also for wounds and ulcers, removing dead skin cells, allowing new health tissue to grow. Maltase. Maltase is another digestive enzyme that is found within the body that is secreted from the small intestine, breaking down maltose into glucose, but it can also be found in plants and bacteria. The pH range of the body needs to be between 6.1 and 6.8 for the enzyme to function well. Maltase is also a carbohydrate digesting enzyme that can be found naturally in sugars produced by the body when it breaks down starch. A balanced diet. Everyone needs a balanced diet and lead an active lifestyle to grow and work effectively. We need to be eating the right number of calories that consists of lots of nutritious foods, full of protein, carbohydrates, fat and dairy. It is recommended we eat 5 portions of vegetables and fruit per day with 6 to 8 glasses of water. It is vital that females consume 2,000 calories every day, while men's target is 2,500, because without a healthy balanced diet, there is a high risk of developing diet-related diseases such as type 2 diabetes, cancer, obesity, and heart disease. 5 food groups. There are 5 food groups we can eat to enable us to live a long, healthy life, which are the protein, carbohydrates, fat, dairy, and fruits and vegetables. Firstly, protein is found in food such as meat, fish, eggs, and are good for building our muscles. Carbohydrates give us energy we need for everyday living, keeping us fuller as well as helping our bowels. It is found in foods such as pasta, rice, potatoes, and bread. People always assume carbohydrates are bad because it makes us bloat, but it's all about moderation. Fats are found in oils and spreads and contains lots of vitamins, which is vital to help us fight infections. Dairy is essential for keeping our bones healthy because it has calcium, protein, vitamins and minerals in them. It is found in milk, cheese and yogurts. Lastly, we should try and eat 5 portions of fruit and vegetables because they are a fantastic source of vitamins and minerals which supports our immune system. Thank you so much for watching my presentation. I really hope you enjoyed being part of it. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this assignment. Thank you again.